Hello Masters, welcome to our day 16 Buddha sharing sessions so far happening. So today we're going to talk about life of Buddha. When we say life of Buddha, right from before he's born, and little bit about his childhood and about his marriage life and how he turned a princess from princess to the Buddha. So let's all sit together comfortably, my dear friends. We will do meditation for 15 minutes and then we go into the session. Everyone sit comfortable. Close your eyes. Wherever you are sitting, what a beautiful day it is today. Beautifully ending our weekend. Going to start the fresh week with a fresh mind, the fresh energy. Relax your body, my dear friends. Relax your mind. Just try to be in the present moment. Take a deep breath and slowly exhale, as if releasing all the stress. One more time, my dear friends. Take a deep breath and slowly exhale. One last time, take a deep breath and slowly exhale. Let us make ourselves open for all the energy by completely trying to be in a present moment and being with our breath. Breath is our guru. Breath is a direct connection to the super consciousness. Completely relax your body. Drop your shoulders. Relax your back. Relax your feet. Send love to your entire body. Let go any thoughts, any fears, or any unwanted emotion that's stuck anywhere in your body. If you're feeling anything in your abdomen area, just let it go, let it flow. Completely surrender yourself to your heart center. Just be with your normal, natural, easy, and soft breath. We don't have to do anything, we just have to observe our breath effortlessly, happily. Be with your breath masters. Last 1 minute, my dear friends. Okay, masters, slowly try to come back. Such a beautiful meditation. Thank you for the wonderful energies. Much gratitude for our teacher, for our mentors, for the resources, and for the nature and all the kingdoms. Slowly try to come back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gently place both of your hands on your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you, masters. Such a beautiful, very deep meditation. Wonderful. Okay, masters, let's go into the session. I think I am audible to everyone. If not, you can tell me. I try to speak a little bit louder. So today's topic is we all are talking about life of Buddha. When I say life of Buddha, how a great soul comes to this earth planet, what are the different stages he goes through before birth and during a birth, and his childhood, his adolescence, and his marriage, and how a great soul who was born into a great kingdom, and what made he to turn to the princess. Okay, master. So how many people know about Buddha's lives here, like in depth? Okay, not a problem. So we all know Buddha is a symbol of stoic. Like when I say stoic, like he is not touched by anything, and he's completely an example of detachment. And how many of us has been in that kind of a non-reactiveness, like after being a meditator, how many people, like we all are Buddhas. So okay, so we are all not less than Buddha. So let's talk about the story. When I say story, like this is from the book. It's a Telugu book which I got long ago. It's like now I feel like I'm connecting the dots. Like it's a Telugu book, BUDDHA Jivita Sangrahanam. So where the author will go and explain about this is written by Dasarathi Rangacharya Garu. He's a doctorate. So Okay. The first, before he's born, Buddham Saranam Gacchami. In the Bharata Bhumi, right? So we have all north, Himavanta are like it's um, a Manchkonda. What do you call it? It's in an ice. It's full of ice, right? Where you have Himalayas. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So it is where you have we see all types of animals are like birds. So there are so many. It's a beautiful place, and this is been beautifully described in Kumara Sambhava by Kalidasa, and also in Pettana has written Manu Charitra. So we have not I know it's a great granthas that. So in that there is a beautiful place, Nepal. We all know Nepal. So in that Nepal there is one kingdom called Kapilavastu. So the Kapilavastu is the Rajdhani or the capital of the Nepal of that kingdom. So that is been Suddhodana. He is the king over there, and Suddhodana have two wives. One is Mayavati, and other one is Prajavati. So why he has two wives is Mayavati and Prajavati, because these two are sisters. When these two are born to their kingdom, like one of the saint has come and say, you know what, these two are very great fortunate girls, but Mayavati will die after he conceives a baby. So that's when he suggests his grandfather, I mean their grandfather, make these two girls marry to one person, so that if one sister is not there also, that was very common in the olden days, like one sister is not there, then the other sister will take care of that kid. So that's how Suddhodana has two wives, Mayavati and Prajavati. So Prajavati is like a light, and Mayavati is like a shadow. So that's how, like, Prajavati likes Mayavati so much, her sister, more than a sister. She treats her as like own daughter. So only one thing is this: she won't be, with she will die. This truth knows only by two people, that is Prajavati and their father. So after marriage, what happens is, like, finally she will become a pregnant. So the way before she's getting pregnant, she sees a beautiful, beautiful dream, where she will see a lot of angels are coming to her bedroom out of nowhere. Like, she can see angels coming from the wall, she can see angels coming from the small window, or she can see angels coming from everywhere, and they are giving lot of beautiful, beautiful kind of, what do you call, beautiful fragrances. And she's seeing all roses, and the angels made her to sit on the bed, and she's completely amazed by that experience. And finally she sees a big elephant, a white elephant comes with a lotus. And finally she puts the lotus on her tummy, and I mean it goes inside the tummy. So that's her dream. And she immediately gets up from the dream, and she explains her dream to her husband Suddhodana, to the king, and Prajavati also. So everybody is so amazed by that experience. They don't know whether it's real, or it's kind of like, all dreams are astral travels, or she has been really taken to the other world, other realm, to make her ready for this divine pregnancy. So what happens is, the king is really, really amused, and she calls that Veda Panditas to, ask her what is the meaning of her dream and all. So the Veda Panditas, like all the astrologers at that time, so they analyze. They say, it's like, okay, give us couple of days to go back and yeah, to go back and come back with to understand what it is. So the king could not resist himself to understand like what is it's been there for her. But then they comes back and says the guy the boy whoever is going to come, he is going to be like there will be two parts. One is like either he'll become a chakravarti, he'll become a great ruler, or what can happen is like he can become a great saint who will enlighten the whole humanity. So with the attachment or with the love on the son, Suddhodana thinks that okay, why can't is there any way that we can avoid him becoming a saint, or he can be just a king? So the all Jyotisha says like, why do you want to think like that? Think that he's going to be a Chakravarti. So he was fine. And so finally Mayavati becomes like a complete Nindu, like in 9 months. She's ready to conceive. At that time, she asked one thing to Suddhodana. I wanted to go Lumbini. So the Lumbini is a very dense forest. In the dense forest, like it is very hard to go inside also. But then he thought like he thinks like, okay, that's fine. I will let you go to the Lumbini. So she was carried in the palki, and she by in the mid of the way itself she get the pains and all she's not able to take, and then by walk only she will go, she will reach a place, like the place is called, yeah, she will reach the place where she holds one tree, and then she becomes mother. So I missed one thing to say. When she becomes pregnant, Prajavati, everybody is so happy and they're doing celebrations, but Prajavati is so sad. She's crying like anything. That time, the Raja will go and ask, why are you so sad? So she says like, okay, now this secret can be revealed only to the two people now that my father or my grandfather is not alive, so I'm going to tell you. So she'll tell that Mayavati is not going to be alive once she becomes a mother. So once the boy is born, the way the boy has born is like full of light. The tejo and then he himself like is like a bright light. His light is not undeniable light. By looking at the boy itself, people can see he is a great soul. And when he is born, so all of the gods from the like we all know, right? In the old films, you have seen the Pula Varsham, like the rain with the flowers, and so many people were there. So many astral masters are there to witness the boy is born on that. So it's like, and then he is born on Vaishaka Poonima. So once he is on the ground, so overall the nature it's so happy. So even animals are happy, the birds are happy, and he says ma kaschit dukkha bhagyavet. So nobody is going to be sad with this boy being born. So and then Suddhodana comes and he wanted to pick the baby, and that time he listens a voice, Jayi Baba, Vijayi Baba. He was like shocked. He just looked around and say, what is happening? Then Prajavati or Mayavati says like, yes, there are so many masters who has witnessed his birth, but he is like very happy to see the boy, and they are celebrated like anything. But Mayavati asked, whatever the rituals you wanted to do, make sure you'll complete in 6 days. So the king says okay, they will go back from Lumbini to his place. they go back to this place and then finish all of the 6 days rituals for the, and everybody is so happy. And overall the kingdom is like you know decorated so much. So the Jyotish, like once he is born, they will say this guy will remove all of the sorrow or sadness, and he brings a lot of love, lot of patience, and sangajivanam, sahajivanam. That means like sajjana sangatya, all this. So and then his what do you call Kirti? Chandra Tararkam, his Kirti is going to be there, like eternally he is below. So this boy is born, and after at seventh day, his mother will die, and everybody will go into the sad. That time, there is other Muni called Asita Muni. Asita Muni is a one who is a very very powerful person. He is always in his cave, and who is doing his in dhyana, and he is a person who can go to all lokas, all realms with his power. But then after this boy is born, that Asita Muni will find a light coming, a tejas is coming from somewhere. He is like he's trying to visualize or trying to understand where is this light is coming from. He will never open his eyes, but then he comes out of his cave and come outside and start walking towards the Rajabhavana. And he goes into like he goes and takes his shower standing just down below a big waterfall, and he don't even wipe. He will just start walking like that inside the Rajabhavana. And the king Suddhodana will ask, what is that, Prabhu, what can I do? He says like, hey, I wanted to see the boy. He comes inside, and as soon as he look at the boy, it's such a beautiful and emotional scene. Like he just takes his feet and put on his head, just like the Bahubali movie what we have seen, and then he starts crying, he starts sobbing. And Raja asks, what happened, why are you so sad? He says that this boy is gonna become a light to the entire world, and I am sad because I'm not going to be alive at this moment to witness or to listen to all his teachings. That's how Asita Muni says that, and then he goes away. But then as a father, Suddhodana was not happy. He don't want his son to become saint and all. So this is a perfect example of how our parents thinks about our kids. They have their soul plan, and we wanted them to be in this materialist world, or like in how we wanted to take them, right? So this is a perfect example of like how they bring their own plan, and no matter what, like how we wanted to take it in different directions, but still the kids will become what they want. So Asita Muni leaves, and then they name the boy as Gautam Siddhartha, and Prajapati also agrees that okay, this is nice. And then a little bit about so Prajapati's other name is Gautami, so that's why he's called as Gautami Putra. I think many of the people know this one. So now also, if we go to Lumbini, there is a tree, and people say that Mayavati has given birth to the boy by holding that tree, and there is one lake or Sarasu next to it. That is where she took bath and all, and there is a stamba. They're written as like Buddha Janmasthala or something like that. So there is one strange incident happens when he is very small, like a little bit about his childhood. At the age of 5 or sometime, he goes to a place, like he's playing. All of a sudden, his drishti changes. He start looking at everyone. What is this? What is this world? What is this people? What is this folks? and he sits there and start meditating, like he just close his eyes, and everything changes. Like the sun moves from the east to the west, but the shadow what he has, it's not moving. So everybody feels like, oh, this is so much, like it's completely a peculiar thing and all. They go and call their parents. Siddhodana and Prajapati comes and tap him, just say Siddhartha. Then suddenly he comes out, says like, he hugs his mom. That's a power of mother's love. No matter what, like he's such a higher soul, or like comes to this world, like so. And that's what everybody's feel. This is something different. And Suddhodana don't want his boy to go to a other ashrams for the higher studies, right? If he goes everywhere, they will teach about vairagya, or they will this boy will see something which is really really not pleasing, something. It is also a kind of a uh, not a warning, a kind of a instruction from the all of the Jyotishas. No, don't let this boy see any kind of a painful situations or environment. So that makes him to little disturbed. So what he does is, Siddhodana, he himself create as environment, or like that Vidya, bringing Vishwamitra, and make sure he will avoid all the Svairagya syllabus, just like he will cut all of the syllabus which is not at all, which is not required, and he will bring only whatever is required. So one day Vishwamitra was telling his numbers like one, and then one is from 1 to 1 lakh. 100 lakhs will become 1 crore. 100 crores will become Sahati. 100 Sahatis become Ninnahati. He don't even tell that, but Siddhartha will start saying all these things. That makes him really really surprised about, when did I teach you this one? Siddhartha will say, you taught me this all, not directly but indirectly. So he feels very very happy listening to that. And he says that Acharya Devo Bhava. So finally Siddhartha will complete his studying and all, and finally he comes back to his kingdom. When he is in the Gurukula only, there is one incident happens, is Sajiva Nyayam. So this is a perfect example of non-violence thing. So he has one cousin, his name is Devadatta. So at that time, hunting is pretty much a part of Rajniti. So there is one beautiful swan standing near a water pool. And this Devadatta, what he does is he puts an arrow. It hits a wing, and that swan starts crying and all. Immediately he will go and pick that up, and Devadatta comes like, hey, as per Rajniti, whoever hits the animal, that animal belongs to him. But Siddhartha, what he says is, whoever protects the animal, that is where it belongs to him. Sahajivanam. So they both will go to king, and king will say, okay, this let us go to a court, where court will decide to whom this belongs to. So they are all of the people, like as per Dharma Shastra, whatever Siddhartha was saying, it's completely a out of box thing. He says that it is not the person who is killing, it is the person who is giving the life. That is where he is the owner. So they will take some time, 1 week time. Meanwhile, Siddhartha will make that animal come back with nicely. finally they give a verdict like, okay, this is belongs to. So that is where ahimsa comes the very first time in the place. At that time, when as per Rajniti, like whatever, like hunting is pretty common. So he's very happy on that one. And next part is like going into his marriage. So Kalyana Siddhartha. So all like he's completely thinking in a different way, acting in a different way, like not a regular a princess is doing. So these parents want to get him married. So, but Prajavati says like, yeah, he is not any exception case for anyone. Everybody needs their companionship. So what they do is like they will have a kind of what do you call competitions to everyone, all the beautiful girls, and let Siddhartha give the gifts. So many beautiful girls are coming. He's giving the gifts, whatever the prize money are like, but he is not at all interested in anyone. But finally, one girl comes from out of nowhere, from not from the competition. She'll come and say, hey, you know what, I am Yashodhara, we both are lovers in our past life, do you remember me? Then he just stands like that for some time, and then they recognize each other and they get married happily. And after marriage, they are all happily living, and they get the one son also. So that son name is Rahul. So the Rahul is when this happens, something happens to Gautam, like some inner voice keeps coming inside of him. He will always, one day he will go to the Himalayas, and then he just started staring at Himalayas, and Yashodhara was crying. Finally he comes back and says, no, I'm not going anywhere, leaving you. Are their parents also very sad? But then later on, going, like suddenly he feels that his inner calling has become very, very strong. There is something is calling him outside. So all of a sudden, he will go to his chariot, the person, and ask him to, in the mid of the night, he goes there, and ask him to take out the, he will say his name is, yeah, yeah, I'm not finding his name. Yeah, Chenna. Chenna, he says, Chenna, get the chariot. He says, no, I don't want to do that. No, he says, like, it is very night, and then if we open the main door, everybody will wake up. But somehow they get out of it. Before that, he goes to a ride where he sees one old man who has a disease. Then it disturbs him. Do I also get a diseases? Me and Yashodhara also will cry. And then he sees one old woman. So these are the trigger points for him to see why people are so sad, what makes him people sad. And then he goes out of this. He leaves the Rajbhavana at the mid of the night. He just, before going out, he just go and see the Yashodhara and the kids sleeping. He feels like, okay, that's the time he has to go out. So he go out, and he goes to a place called, okay, Girivajram. Girivajram is a place where so many people were doing tapasya or penance very, very rigorously. One person is standing on one feet, and other person has split his tongue and doing. He asked, why do you want to do this in such a tough way? They ask, okay, tapasya is like, has to happen in a tough way, but he don't feel like that's how it needs to be. So he leave that place, and then one incident happens, like ahimsa. Once he's walking, he see a guy who is taking all of his um, uh, sheeps 100 or 1,000 sheep for a bali and all, where there is one of the king who is doing something good for him. Then he goes there and he picks up one of the sheep whose leg is not well, and then he goes to that Maharaja, and he starts his upanyasa saying that out of all, the life is the valuable one, and we don't have a right to kill an animal for our good. So Mahimsya Sarva Bhutani. So he says any Veda did not say to kill or do the violence to any kind of a life. So that is where the Ahimsa also has started right from the Buddha. Before, like he gives his all of his discourses to Bimbasara. He's the king. The king says like, yes, you're right, and he agrees not to kill those animals, and that's how he changed Bimbasara. So far he did not enlighten. He's still in the process of getting the enlightenment, and then he goes to Gaya. So right now, whatever it is called Uruvela, and that is where the Buddha Gaya. So he still don't find his answers. He wanted to leave all of the food, and he is just on his breath. And by the time there are certain followers are coming behind him, and so he was like so much. He's completely deprived of the food, and he lost his weight. At that time, there were some people were singing a song. That song is about, for any musical instrument, if the string is, if you're pulling the string very tight, that means there is no ragas concert. At the same time, if the string is very loose also, that means it won't work. So it hits him. That means he is stretching his body too much, and then he feels like, okay, he wants to eat some food. That time there is one person called Sujata gets payasam. Actually, she was worshipping all of the nature gods to become a pregnant. Finally, she becomes a pregnant. So she gets a payasam. And for her, the Gautam Buddha looks like a Vanadevata. So she comes and offers that payasam. Because he has not eaten so much, so many days, he starts eating the payasam. When if that is happening, and he really enjoys that, he says that this is so tasty. How can you make it so tasty? She says, she explains that how she made that payasam and all, which is like she ate out of 8 cows. She feeds that 3 to 4 cows milk to the 2 cows out of those. Like she has actually did a refined process, and finally make the milk is really really delicious, and make that payasam. So looking at this, the Siddhartha's followers, like whose shishas were there, they leave. They think eating is not right when you are doing it. So that's where, like in the PSSM also, there is no hard and fast rules. There is nothing that you have to fast yourself. Do it accordingly and listen to your body. If your body is really demanding food, just take the food. If you feel like you don't need a food, yeah, don't take it. So Patriji has given a nice, very nice, what do you call, how do you lose energy, in one of the book, giving too much of food or not giving enough food also. So that's when like Siddhartha realizes at this time when he's doing. So he asked like, okay, are you a princess? She said, Sujata says, no, I am a golla who takes care of the sheep. But he says like, no, you are like really a goddess to me. So again he starts his tapasya. 75 on the 57th day on Vaishaka Poonami, there was a full moon. At the full moon, so everybody, when this is happening, one interesting thing happens. Whenever something is good is happening, and the bad is trying to oppose it. When this is happening, there is one Dushtadevata, his name, he tries to send all of this Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. His name is Marudu. Marudu tries all, but Siddhartha wouldn't get affected, and finally Mara will go to his own world. Again, he cries because the light is coming, the darkness is getting ended. That's how whenever we try to do a good thing, there are certain forces which try to stop and which try to deviate, so that Marudu will go away at that time. So once that is done, then this is the time of enlightenment, my dear masters. When the enlightenment is happening in the early in the morning, in the fourth hour, the Amrita Jyoti, like a luminous light, sees in the sky, where all animals, all kingdoms started looking at this, at that bright light, and then it came, it entered. So once it entered, like he feels like that's where his enlightenment happens. So once he enlightened, he was there under that Bodhi Vriksha for one week. So once after he enlightened, he is the one who has given the Ashtanga Vidhanam. In that Ashtanga Vidhanam, I think eightfold path, Sai Kumar sir has given this, and they too. Samyak Drishti, Samyak Sankalpam, Samyak Vachanam, Samyak Karma, Samyak Jivanam, Samyak Krishi, Samyak Smriti, Samyak Samadhi. So this is the eightfold path. I'm not going into the eightfold path, but eightfold path has come right after, after Buddha has enlightened. So this is about enlightenment. So after this, he starts going and taking bhiksha from different folks and making his life. So out of that, yeah, there are finally I just wanted to the way how he has did this also, like once he was going to bhiksha, there is one guy who gives you 100 gold coins. He just says like, no, I don't want the wealth. He returns that. But then he goes to the next one, and the other person gives him 3 gold coins. This time he accepts, because there was a person who is in need was standing next to him. He takes the 3 coins and he gives all the 3 coins to that person. So what is trying to say here is, if there is somebody in need, it is okay to take whatever we are getting and make it, give it to other person. That's one story about from his Rikshatana. There is other story. He goes to one person, one lady who comes with again payasam. He asks, "Are you Sujata?" She's not Sujata, but she's so happy. If you are giving me a name of Sujata, I'll be so happy. He asks, "How do you know that I'm coming? I like payasam." She says that, "Swami, you are the one who came to my dream and asked me to do this." So that's again one more, a very close story of how with the people who are with that drishti, how can, this is all the time. And then last thing is like when after he becomes Buddha, Suddhodana, the father, this is a very, very interesting part, final. Suddhodana, the father, calls him, invites him, and he agrees the invite, and he enters into his kingdom. And painful, maybe I should not use that. In his own kingdom, he will be doing this Bhikshatana. everybody will look at it, everybody will feel bad, or everybody, like Suddhodana was like, he's also like, he don't know what to say, because he's a prince and he's begging in his own kingdom. So he invites, finally he comes to his own kingdom, and then the father asks him, you want to come? He says like, no, I am like sannyasi, I don't want. Okay, he goes back. This time he will be very proud father. He will think that, okay, whatever he wanted to achieve, he has achieved in his lifetime. So he comes to his kingdom, and it's a time he has to meet the Yashodhara. First day Yashodhara won't come. Second day Yashodhara is not there. Third day is also, but then he only tells or send a message that, okay, I'm coming. Then finally he sees the Yashodhara and his son Rahul walking. It's a very, very interesting conversation. I haven't read the Yashodhara book, but I really wanted to read that also one time. So finally she arrives. She arrives. She do the Padabhivandanam. He asks, why are you so late? She says, yes, 7 years. Like, she don't have any words to say. It's 7 years. He could not wait for 3 days, but then that lady has really waited for 7 years with a boy. And then they were all very silent. They are just looking at each other. And then Rahul, like, he is not calling Rahul as son, and Rahul don't know his father. But then she says like, okay, he is your father. Buddha calls Yashodhara. She says, do you still remember my name? He says, are you angry on me? So she says like, okay, whoever got married, he himself like left me, on whom I should get angry. So Bhagavan, we are ignorant folks. We don't know anything. So we don't know anything, but why do you have to leave a Rajagruham at the mid of the night without telling anyone? Why couldn't you do this in the morning time, telling everyone? Then he says like, Sadhvi, Prema Bandham, it's very, very, very strong. So it is very emotional. So I'm afraid that I cannot, leave you and go. So that's where I have to, run away mid of the night. Then she says, see, if this is what made entire Rajaprasthana to go into a sadness for so many days. So because I am the one who was most affected one, I wanted to ask one request. Do not give sannyasis to anyone without asking their parents. Then Gautam Buddha said, yeah, that is a very right ask. I would do that. I will not do. So then she asked one more question. Don't feel otherwise. I'm just asking whatever is there. I don't want to come with you also. But in our past life, we both know our past lives, and then the marriage has happened in front of everyone. So you loved me so much. So it's all like, there is nothing like you did not love me. Then she says like, there is no answers for every question in this world, my dear Yashodhara. So Yashodhara says like, okay, Bhagavan, Rahul is your son. You have to answer this question. So because he takes your lineage, so he is your son from now onwards. Do you want to take him along with you? So she turns to the son and says, your dad will not ask you or call you to come with you, but still you have to go. That's how she is. Rahul says, okay, ready. So, and then she again says, I have lot of questions, but where you will not have any answers. So you have done tapasya for 6 years, and then I have done 7 years at home. I have also enlightened, but I am not a sannyasi. But what she says is, I am going to take care of the responsibilities of this kingdom once the father-in-law is getting old. So then she do the Padabhivandanam to Buddha, and she is like, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. That is where she'll just stand, just witnessing the Rahul was leaving. But then Rahul comes back and hugs, saying, Mother. That is when Buddha will come and hold his hand and takes him along with him. That's when she feels happy that, okay, now her task of giving. This is all looks like, if there is so much to interpret and behind that, but it is just like a story I have narrated. Everything's like, how do we have to be detached from the thing, but do we really have to go leaving all the samsara and then the kingdom for attain this? Buddha has no answers at that time, but no need. That is where the PSSM or Patriji always says that middle path, you can still be spiritual and be in this world of samsara. Okay, masters, this is the overall story of Buddha from this book I have narrated. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or anything that you want to ask or share, about the story, please feel free to come and share. Looks like nobody have any questions or anything. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, masters. Yeah, overall, Buddha's overall journey, right from beginning, he is definitely a Karana Janma, where a lot of astral masters knows, and then there was an inner calling. So he all of us also have a lot of intuitions will be coming where there is inner callings. Like, how do we not get distracted with the mind, and it always believing the intuitions is the right thing. Sometimes it feels completely stupid, but having our intuitions or a heart center is the one which helps us to evolve spiritually. So this is a beautiful story of Buddha, from all of the stages, and at the end, how it has been, they made it very, very, it's not, it must be a very emotional thing. In Yashodhara book also, Yashodhara will give her perspective, how she is enlightened listening to the other stories, and these are nothing but Yashodhara is Lakshmi Mata. She has taken in this lifetime to support. Okay, thank you, masters. If you don't have any questions or nothing to share, we can end the session. Thank you. Tomorrow we're going to meet with another great master, the same time 9:30.